wherever I go. Only thing a color child can count on is the fact they invisible. I have a pressing need to speak to this so-called false shepherd, stirring up so much trouble. We got enough problems without this damn fool shooting up the city and blaming it all on the Fox. Though if he's amiable, yeah, he might be just the fellow we need for our immediate concerns.
I had thought you a fool, dear brother, when you told me that you heard wonderful music trumpeting from holes in the thin air. I began to doubt your mental integrity. But not only have you made your fortune from these doodads, you have lit the path for me as well.
Cell number 9.
Combat? Doesn't look like they're alive.
Interesting.
Need some help with this?
No problem.
I used to work for folks like Fink.
Really?
I was with the Pinkertons. They call us in when the workers got restless.
To do what?
Demonstrate the folly of men striking, throwing down tools.
You hurt people.
I'll tell you this. Sometimes there's precious need for folks like Fitzroy.
Why?
Because of folks like me.
Got it.
Ain't no privies down here.
You treat them like animals.
More than the white. Is that not cruel? To tax the black more than the white. Is that not cruel? To forbid the mixing of the races. Is that not cruel? To give the vote to the white man and deny it to the yellow, the black, the red. Is that not cruel? But is it not cruel to banish your children from a perfect garden? Or drown your flock under an ocean
What have you done to deserve to be locked up in a place like this?
Fink don't need much of a reason.
No. No, he doesn't.
schoolhouse of the Lord? To tax the black more than the white, is that not cruel? To forbid the mixing of the races, is that not cruel? To give the vote to the white man and deny it to the yellow, the black, the red, is that not cruel? But is it not cruel to banish your children from a perfect garden? Or drown your flock under an ocean of water? Cruelty can be instructive. And what is Columbia, if not the schoolhouse of the Lord?
A code book?
Any idea what it deciphers?
No. Let's keep an eye out.
Let's head back in the outside and go find this code. Luckily I know where it is because I have a video on the ready.
you take a look at this lock?
Give me a second. I don't much care for you, Mr. Dwight. I must admit, you know your way around the brawl. Booker, the poster.
What about it?
This is what the code key's for. The broken clock tolls at midnight. I'm sorry about what I said.
This looks like the one.
Set it to midnight.
Well, I'll be.
I came to Columbia because I believed in God, and because I believed in honor. But Slade has shown me this. There is no God in shutting our brothers out from the family of man, and there is no honor in defending those who are strangers to its meaning. Perhaps in Finkton there is one more deserving of my service.
Well, Fitzroy, you got a little cunning in you, if nothing else. Dropped a couple grizzly traps around the lines up here. Idea was to bleed one of your couriers till he gave you up. Except, of course, you're using kids now. Now I got this tiny engine boy eyeballing me. Tried to take his leg off. Damn thing's just lying here between us. I sure wish he'd cry or something.
Here, ammo!
I see him!
They argued something fierce at night, Lady Comstock and the Prophet. Could never make out what it was about from my bunk, though. After the worst, I seen she ain't left for morning prayer. So I crept upstairs to check in on her. And like a fool, I lingered. Scullery maid was what they called me when I walked into Comstock House. Murderer was what they shouted when I ran out.
There's the job and there's life. They pay me to hate the goddamn Vox, and I take their money, but what's the harm of having a drink with Fitzroy's people? Face to face at the graveyard shift, why, they're just folk. Well, I guess I fell into the goddamn bottle because I stumbled back without the evidence locker key. If Schmidt finds out, well, there'll be hell to pay.
Feel better already.
Them up from their comfortable hibernation.
Feel it? Daisy's moved these people. Things can change, Booker, and we can be a part of it.
I don't want to be a part of it. Once we get our airship, we'll be well shut of this place.
You ever see a forest at the beginning of a fire? For the first flame, you see them possums and squirrels running through the trees. They know what's coming. But the fat bears with their bellies full of honey, well, you can't hardly wake them up from their comfortable hibernation. We're going to Emporium, and then we gonna see what it takes to rouse them from their slumber.
You booked to win! The hero of the Vox!
What the hell are they talking about?
Look at that poster. In this world, you're a hero.
Remember, I led the Vox. Slade and I burned down the Hall of Heroes.
Look.
Hard to think. There's two memories in the same
Look, come back
place.
to me. We're going to find Daisy Fitzroy.
Cheese! Cheese! Okay, this one, give a thumbs up. Hilarious! Ah, that's a great shot.
Samuel, when the spells of anger come, I want you to play this recording and remember that I am the proudest woman in Columbia to have been your wife. They said your soul was choked by the fumes in that metal box, but this I do not believe.
Think on a man looking at you.
And we shall meet again on that eternal shore. Both of us whole and smiling. I love you. I love you. I love you.
The fantasy you was something to be controlled. To be told when to eat, when to sleep, when to stand and sit down.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. As plans go, I'd seen worse, except this girl was already gone. Monument Island's a damn ghost town. It seems like they evacuated her when they heard I was here. An old friend told me Comstock spirited her off to that fortress of his. As a one-man job, this just went from betting on the river to drawing dead.
Yes, sir. No, sir. May I go to the bathroom, sir? You're a tool.
In this world, you are a martyr.
These folk need a better class of hero. When it comes down to it, the only difference between Comstock and Fitzroy is how you spell the name.
This is a...
Put him down! There's no getting out of this.
Alright.
Watch out, rockets! Well, I guess we did it. I don't know if I brought us to a world where the Vox had weapons. Or I created it.
Looks like I got a friend in town after all. Slate. He's fell in with these Vox Populi. And for irregulars, I will say, they're loaded for bear. Problem is, I gotta help them with their damn revolution first. Then we take Comstock House by storm. I do that, I get the girl.
This is not what I meant to have happen. Need more time.
These holes have shown me yet another wonder, though I've yet to see the application for it. They illuminate a merger of machine and man that is somehow the lesser, yet the greater of both parties. The process seems to be irreversible. Perhaps, though, Comstock will have some need of this kind of thing to keep watch in that tower he is building.
Elizabeth. Whoa,
You
hey,
hold on to
hey,
this.
easy.
It's right. You win this fool
Comstock,
war.
when we
You
next
send this to New York.
it won't be to Parliament. See, I went out to that Hall of Heroes to scalp your false shepherd
Whoever
for
they
you.
are.
Turns out, though,
Maybe I did right by you and the Vox. But in the
he
end,
helped me to swap words
They
with
don't
this
square
crippled
anything.
child I've been,
Anna,
looking after.
Anna,
Now, after hearing how the kid
I'm
has
sorry.
fared in your city, I'm thinking when we take your pelt, I'll let him hold the knife.
There.
The Lutece field entangled my quantum atom with waves of light, allowing for safe measurement. Sound familiar, brother? That's because you were measuring precisely the same atom from a neighboring world. We used the universe as a telegraph. Switching the field on or off became dots and dashes. Dreadfully slow, but now you and I could whisper through the wall. Brother, what Comstock failed to understand is Comstock failed to understand is that our contraption is a window not into prophecy, but probability. But his money means the Lutece field could become the Lutece tear, a window between worlds, a window through which you and I might finally be together. Brother, what Comstock failed to understand. understand is that our contraption is a window not into prophecy, but probability. But his money means the Lutece field could become the Lutece tear, a window between worlds, a window through which you and I might finally be together.
Did I miss one?
Sally! The bastard snuck in while the Vox was shooting up the place and took my girl! Got her locked up in the salty oyster, his hidden closet he keeps all his treasures. Just need to hit the button under the register to open it, but...
You have been transfused, brother, into a new reality. But your body rejects the cognitive dissonance through confusion and hemorrhage. But we are together, and I will mend you. For what separates us now but a single chromosome?
Can you get this open?
That won't take but a minute. It's done.
I had trapped the atom in mid-air. Colleagues called my Lutece field quantum levitation. But in fact, it was nothing of the sort. Magicians levitate. My atom simply failed to fall. If an atom could be suspended indefinitely, well, why not an apple? If an apple, why not a city?
My dear brother, these holes in the thin air continue to pay dividends. I know not which musician you borrow your notes from, but if he has half the genius of the biologist I now observe, well, then you are to be the Mozart of Columbia.
This is for the miracle child. Hello. I'm sorry your mother, Lady Comstock, is dead. I think she's altogether better than mine. Since you live there, can you tell me why the tower has been closed? People say it's poor weather, then the pox, then a haunting. If it is a secret, I promise not to tell a soul. Your pen friend, Constance.
Ready.
In front of all the men, the sergeant looked at me and said, "Your family tree shelters a teepee or two, doesn't it, son?" This lie, this calumny, it followed me all my life. From that day, no man truly called me comrade. It was only when I burned the teepees with the squaws inside did they take me as one of their own. Only blood can redeem blood.
Tonight, the prophet moved against his political enemies. He preaches mercy, but 40 souls lie tonight dead in unmarked graves. If a man was ever unworthy of grace, who would be my husband? But when I was beyond redemption, he offered it anyway. How can I deny I forgiveness to one who with love granted it to me.
Oh, turns out what is inside the chest is just an infusion. I used it to do salts. That's all you need to know. I'm an idiot. Oh, turns out what is inside the chest is just an infusion. I used it to do salts. That's all you need to know. I'm an idiot. God,
Something tells me they're not exactly what they appear.
this is guy just decided. Might as well. I am not gonna finish this tonight. Nope. 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 This is gonna take way longer to finish. And I still have to play through the game again. This time I'm gonna do it on the hardest one. Fuck that. No, I'm not gonna do it on the hardest one. I wanna get through it quickly as possible, so I'm gonna play on easy. And you get all the sights and get all the sightseeing thing. And then that's it. Then I'm done with the main story. Move on to Clash in the Clouds. And I'm not even gonna try and achieve everything because I know that it's bull crap. I actually want to do stuff. Yeah, no, surprising. I actually want to do something? Who is this man? Luckily, because there's... You wanna know what's funny? I actually already did this side quest. So really, why am I even recording? So I just wanted to let you know that I am just gonna be finished.
Says the bastard is a creation not of her womb, but of some unholy science. I do not know which is true. The child is no more divine than I. What says that from my husband's prophecy? He begs my silence, but I can only offer him forgiveness. But with repentance, need come truth. I can suffer his lies no longer.
I don't think that's the real Lady Comstock.
Elizabeth, just shut up. Just shut up.
I think she's a combination of herself. And my feelings towards her.
What do you mean?
I'm just so angry.
Please just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
I think she's her, but she's also partly me.
How can I?
I'm not even sure I understand it myself.
Please shut up. Please, I want.
The Archangel tells me that Columbia will only survive so long as my line sits the throne. Yet Lady Comstock produces no child. I have done what a man can do, yet there is no child. I've asked Lutessa about the matter, but even she refuses to help.
Are you finally ready to do this code?
Type 3 letters to spell the voice.
3 letters.
VOX. Try the typewriter.
I know the prophet is a liar, but he cannot be. prophet is a murderer, but he cannot be. For if the future lies only in the imagination of God, why would he reveal it to such a monster? Comstock seems to have been made sterile by simple exposure to our contraption. A theory. Just as sexual reproduction can de-emphasize the traits of each parent, so goes the effect of multiple realities on our own. Your traits dissipate until they become unrecognizable or cease to exist. Comstock has sabotaged our contraption, yet we are not dead. A theory. We are scattered amongst the possibility space. But my brother and I are together, and so I'm content. He is not. The business with the girl lies unresolved, but perhaps there is one who can finish it in our stead.
You are! That's my mother. I assure you, madam, my sexual interest in your dear prophet is non-existent.
Madame Lutece.
Furthermore, the man is quite sterile. It's a lie. Come again, you little bastard! I want you out of my house!
Sterile. Then what were you to them?
A child that they decided to imprison. I don't understand. Why would the twins send us to find three truths? Were the tears somehow related? Through a kind of quantum field? Or were they...
Elizabeth, we wanted you to understand.
Who? You mean... Come on.
Lady Comstock seems to believe the child is a result of some errant act of carnality between myself and her beloved prophet. I told the poor woman the truth, that the child was a product of our little contraption, but I think she found that less believable than her delusion.
Your father gave you a lovely home, and you chose to destroy it.
He's not my father!
I suppose the siphon is a kind of leash. Yes, my father put it on me. But when the time came, neither did I remove it myself. What would happen if I took off the leash? And I found I was as obedient as ever.
Like my father, I could see all that would be, might be, and must not be.
Our minds are born festering with sin. Some are so blighted, they will never find redemption. The mind must be pulled up from the roots. My children are without blame, without fault, and without choice. For what is the value of will when the spirit is found wanting? Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. But in the end, he is the one who'll have to pay down all of our accounts, won't he? Where does his guilt start? And mine end?
A man once promised me he would free
days pass, I believe less in God and more in Lutece. My powers shrivel as my regrets blossom. All of this because my father failed me. By the time I realized how far I'd gone, it was too late to stop it. But there is still one last chance at redemption for both of us.
There's the switch.
What I've done cannot be undone. I cannot stop what I have put in motion. But perhaps I can keep it from ever starting. He was my first hope. And now, he is my last.
Nice.
The procedure should help immensely with the issues we've had with the girl. Once the device is implanted, any effort on her part to alter the state of things will emit a most painful electric shock. Pavlov made a dog salivate. We'll make this one weep.
The lock needs picking.
That won't take but a minute. Got it.
My brother has presented me with an ultimatum. If we do not send the girl back from where we brought her, he and I must part. Where he sees an empty page, I see King Lear. But he is my brother. So play my part, knowing it shall all end in tears. Our contraption shows us the girl is the flame that shall ignite the world. My brother says we must undo what we have done. Time is more an ocean than a river. Why try to bring in a tide that will only again go out?
Oh, you listened to all of it since it started, because the video started with most of it already done.
On my own.
No, I'm going with you.
Our contract.
One day, ain't nobody noticed me. Then they think I done for Lady Comstock, and well, everybody noticed me. I head to Finkton, and I hide deep. The more they look, deeper I go. Only thing a color child can count on is the fact they invisible.
Okay. Let's move on.
I just assumed you were born with it. I don't know.
It's bleeding.
What? Elizabeth, I swear to you, I have no idea what he was talking about.
You do. You just can't remember.
No. I'll prove it to you. We'll destroy the siphon. The answer's behind one of your doors. You just have to open it.
Destroy the siphon? It's the entire tower, Booker.
And that's all.
I don't know. But I'll think of something on the way.
Alive. With sin intact.
The prophet is dying. The metastasis has aged him so quickly. Why does this Comstock decay, while a Comstock in another world remains fit? If genetics are destiny, what accounts for the difference? Perhaps exposure to the contraption. It merits further study.
When a soul is born again, what happens to the one left behind in the baptismal water? Is he simply gone? Or does he exist in some other world, alive, with sin intact?
It's okay. It's all right. I'm here. Just let go. There you go. There you go.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry.
At least you look longer.
How do you know this?
I can see them through the doors. You, me, Columbia, Songbird. Sometimes, something's different. Yet the same.
Constants and variables.
Yes. Hi there.
And that's all you need to know.
Done.
It's a tear.
There's something in there.
But you two are dead. I took your funeral photo.
Yes, and made an absolute hash of it.
One doesn't expect a picture of one's cause.
To come across so lifelessly.
That's insanity. What proof would you
What
have
did you
that
mean
Mr.
before when you said Lady Comstock didn't belong here?
She's almost feral. It's like she's a reflection of... I don't know.
That's insanity. What proof would you have that Mr. Fink would hurt the Lutesses?
The Lutesses told me.
The Lutesses? When?
Yesterday. Yesterday morning.
Rupert! They've been dead these 7 days.